You think you know the Sphinx's riddle? Think again. This isn't just about man's walk through life. It's a profound enigma woven into the fabric of ancient civilization. Prepare to have your understanding of history, and even yourself, challenged as we uncover the deeper layers of this timeless puzzle. For millennia, it has stood as a silent guardian of the Giza Plateau, its gaze fixed on the horizon, its secrets locked in stone. The Great Sphinx of Giza, we've all seen the pictures, marveled at its scale, and heard the classic riddle. But what if that's just the surface story? What if the true riddle of the Sphinx isn't a question to be answered, but a mystery to be unlocked? A mystery that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nightforge. Today we're not just sightseeing, we're embarking on an investigation. We're peeling back the layers of sand and time to ask the questions that have haunted explorers, archaeologists, and dreamers for centuries. Who really built the Sphinx? When was it built? And most tantalizingly of all, what lies beneath its colossal paws? Let's start with the official story. Mainstream Egyptology tells us the Sphinx was carved during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, around 2500 BC. The face, they say, is his. It seems like a neat, tidy explanation. It places the Sphinx firmly in the 4th dynasty, a contemporary of the Great Pyramids at Giza. But look closer. The evidence is surprisingly thin. In fact, there are no Old Kingdom inscriptions, no hieroglyphs, no texts from that era that mention the Sphinx or its construction. Not one. Isn't that strange for a monument of this magnitude? The pharaohs were meticulous record keepers, yet for their grandest statue, there's only silence. This silence has opened the door to some truly fascinating and controversial theories. One of the most compelling is the water erosion hypothesis. In the 1990s, geologist Dr. Robert Schoch studied the weathering patterns on the body of the Sphinx and the walls of its enclosure. He concluded that the deep vertical fissures were not caused by wind and sand, but by thousands of years of heavy rainfall. The problem? The Giza Plateau hasn't seen that kind of rain since before 5000 BC, maybe even as far back as 10,000 BC. That's thousands of years before the pharaohs were even a whisper on the winds of history. If Schoch is right, it means the Sphinx is vastly older than we believe. It would mean that a sophisticated monument-building culture existed deep in our prehistoric past, a civilization that has been completely lost to time. Could the Sphinx be a relic of this forgotten age? A lone survivor from a world that existed before the one we read about in history books? This idea of a lost civilization is a powerful one, and it ties directly into the legends that have swirled around the Sphinx for centuries. Ancient texts, from Greek historians to Arab scholars, speak not of Khufu, but of a mythical time of the gods. They speak of a first time, or Zep Tepi, when gods walked the earth and laid the foundations of civilization. The legendary Hermes Trismegistus, a figure associated with the Egyptian god Thoth, was said to have hidden all the knowledge of the ancient world in a secret chamber, to be found when humanity was ready. And where did the famous psychic Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, claim this hall of records was located? Right between the paws of the Great Sphinx. For decades, this was dismissed as pure fantasy. But then, technology gave us a new way to see. In the 1990s, a team led by Florida State University used ground-penetrating radar and seismic equipment to scan the bedrock beneath the Sphinx. Their findings were astounding. They detected several anomalies: perfectly rectangular, man-made-looking chambers and tunnels deep within the rock. One large chamber was detected at a depth of about 25 feet, right where Cayce predicted. Excitement was electric. Had they found the legendary Hall of Records, the Egyptian authorities, led by Dr. Zahi Hawass, were quick to downplay the findings. They conducted their own drills and announced they had found only natural fissures in the limestone. The mystery was officially solved, but many were not convinced. The data from the original scans seemed too precise, too geometric to be natural. The doors to further independent investigation were quietly closed, and the area around the Sphinx has been restricted ever since. So, what are we to believe? Are there really hidden chambers filled with the lost knowledge of a prehistoric civilization? Or is it all just wishful thinking, projected onto a silent stone giant? Let's consider the possibilities. If these chambers do exist, their contents could be the single greatest discovery in human history. Imagine scrolls detailing forgotten technologies, histories that predate the flood, maybe even insights into the very nature of consciousness itself. It sounds like science fiction, but if the Sphinx is 12,000 years old, who knows what its builders were capable of? And the puzzle doesn't end there. Think about the head of the Sphinx. Many observers have noted that the head is disproportionately small compared to its massive, lion-like body. Why would such master builders make such a basic anatomical error? One theory suggests they didn't. The original statue, perhaps carved in that remote rainy period, might have been a complete lion. Millennia later, a pharaoh, perhaps Kafir, perhaps another, found this ancient eroded monument and decided to recarve the head in his own image. This would explain the disproportion, the newer-looking facial features, and it would neatly bridge the gap between an ancient origin and its known pharaonic history. This idea of a recarving is incredibly compelling. It allows for both the ancient water erosion and the 4th dynasty connection to be true. The Sphinx wasn't built by Kafir, it was claimed by him. He was the world's first and greatest restorer, putting his face on a monument from a forgotten time. The Sphinx isn't just a statue, it's a living mystery. It's a riddle that spans not just the lifetime of a man, but the lifetime of civilizations. It challenges the very timeline of our past. Was there a brilliant, advanced society in 10,000 BC? What happened to them? What knowledge did they possess? And are the answers to these questions lying just a few feet beneath the sand, waiting for the right moment, or the right person, to be revealed? The Egyptian government maintains there is nothing more to find. But the search for truth is a powerful force. Independent researchers, authors, and explorers continue to piece together the clues, fueled by the tantalizing data and the enduring legends. The Sphinx remains silent, its stone lips sealed, its gaze fixed on the eastern horizon, watching the sun rise day after day, century after century. It has watched civilizations rise and fall. It has seen history be written and rewritten. Perhaps the ultimate riddle is a question for us. Are we ready for the truth? Are we prepared to accept a version of our own past that is far grander, far older, and far more mysterious than we ever imagined? The secrets of the Sphinx, whether locked in stone chambers or coded in its very form, represent a profound challenge to our understanding of who we are and where we come from. The quest to solve its riddle is a quest for our own lost history. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of the world's greatest enigmas. What do you believe? Is the Sphinx a 4,500-year-old monument to a pharaoh, or a 12,000-year-old message from a lost world? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the mysteries of our ancient past. Until next time, keep questioning.